13th October 2021 Morning Murli Om Shanti BapDada Madhuban. Sweet children, there is sorrow and blood connections. You have to renounce them and have spiritual love for each other. This is the basis of happiness and bliss. Question: what special effort do you need to make in order to become part of the rosary of victory? Answer: in order to become part of the rosary of victory, make special effort to become holy, means pure. Only when you become real sannyasis, that is, only when you become viceless, will you become a bead of the rosary of victory. If there are accounts of the bondage of karma, you cannot become an heir. Instead, you will become part of the subjects. Song: the flame has ignited in the happy gathering of moths. Om Shanti. Look, we are praising our Father. I, the soul, will definitely show, means reveal my Father. Son shows Father, I am a soul, and you would say, we are souls and our Father is the one Supreme Soul who is the Father of all. Everyone would accept this. They would not say that the fathers of us souls are different. The Father of all is one. Now that we are His children, we know His occupation. We cannot say God is omnipresent. In that case, God would be in everyone. Children became happy when they remembered their Father, because whatever the Father has, His children receive it as an inheritance. We are now the heirs of God. So, what does He have? He is the ocean of bliss, the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of love. It is because we know thus that we sing His praise. Other people would not say this. Perhaps they would say it, but they don't know how He is that. All others would say that God is omnipresent. However, we are His children, and so we sing praise of our incorporeal and immortal Father, that He is the ocean of bliss, the ocean of knowledge, and the treasure store of love. However, someone may raise a question. You say that your stage in the incorporeal world is beyond happiness and sorrow. Where would happiness, that is bliss, and love come from there? These are matters that have to be understood. When you speak of bliss, happiness, and love, it is a stage of happiness. But how can there be bliss, love, and knowledge in the world of peace, when that ocean of happiness comes into this corporeal world? He comes and gives us happiness. There you remain in a stage that is beyond happiness and sorrow, because as it has been explained to you, it is the world beyond happiness and sorrow, which is called the incorporeal world. Then the other world is the world of happiness, where there is constant happiness and bliss, which is called heaven. This is the world of sorrow, which is called hell. That is the iron-aged world. Now the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who is the ocean of happiness, comes and changes this iron-aged world and makes it into a treasure store of bliss, happiness, and love, where there is nothing but happiness and more happiness, love and more love. There, even the animals have a lot of love. Cows and lions drink water from the same river together. They have so much love for one another. So the kingdom that God comes and establishes has happiness and bliss. However, in the incorporeal world, there is no question of happiness, bliss, or love. It is the residence of incorporeal souls. It is the retired life. That is the stage of nirvana for everyone, where there is no feeling of happiness or sorrow. The parts of happiness and sorrow are performed in this corporeal world. When it is heaven in this world, there is eternal spiritual love. However, there is sorrow and blood connections. Sannyasis too do not have any blood connections. This is why they don't have any feeling of sorrow about anything. They say, I am truth, a sentient being and an embodiment of bliss, because they have renounced their blood connections. In the same way, here too, you do not have any blood connections. Here, we all have spiritual love which God teaches us. The Father says, You are my beloved sons. My bliss, happiness, and love are yours because you have renounced that world and come into my lap, means adopted. You have come and sat in my lap in your practical lives. It is not like those people who are adopted by their guru, but go back to their own homes. They are not called beloved sons. Those people are like the guru's subjects. However, those who have renunciation and are adopted by them are called beloved sons because they are the ones who sit on the gaddi after the guru departs. There is the difference of day and night between children and subjects. Children become heirs and claim an inheritance. In the same way, you have broken your blood connections and come into the lap of the incorporeal one and the corporeal one, and so you have become heirs. And thus too, the more knowledge you take, the more bliss you experience. Education is said to be bliss, so the more you take up this education, the more happiness you will receive in that kingdom and subjects. This godly education is bliss through which you receive supreme peace and happiness. This unshakable and constant self-sovereignty of happiness and peace is God's property which your children receive. Then, to the extent that you take up this knowledge, you will accordingly receive the Father's inheritance. For instance, all of those seekers come to you. They are your beloved subjects. They are not children because they continue to come and go. They can become children because some change from subjects into heirs. When they take up this knowledge and see that there is unlimited happiness and peace here and there is sorrow in that world, they come into God's lap. No one becomes a child instantly. Previously, you two used to come and go, and then after listening to this, you stay here, and so you became heirs. It is the same with sannyasis. While listening, when they understand that there is peace and happiness in renunciation, they renounce everything. Here too, when they have tasted this, they became beloved sons, and so they receive the inheritance for birth after birth. Then they continue to come in the deity genealogical tree. The subjects do not remain with you. They go away somewhere due to their karmic bondages. The song says the flame has ignited in the happy gathering of moths. So moths also dance on a flame and die. Some simply circle around and go away. This body in which the Almighty Baba has entered is like a flame. You came here as a moth, and when you understood the secrets, you stay here. Thousands and hundreds of thousands come here and they continue to listen to you. The more they hear, the more they will continue to receive blessings of bliss and peace, because the teachings of the immortal Father cannot be destroyed. This is called the imperishable wealth of knowledge. It can never be destroyed. So those who hear even a little will definitely become part of the subjects. Even the subjects are very happy. There is eternal bliss there because everyone remains soul conscious. Here we have become body conscious, and this is why we are unhappy. It is heaven. There is no name or trace of sorrow there. Even the animals live with so much peace and happiness. And so, how much peace and love would there be among the subjects? It is definite. that not everyone becomes an heir. Here, 108 firm renunciates will become the beads of the rosary of victory. They have not yet become that. They are still becoming so. The subjects are also being created at the same time. They leave outside, means of the center, and also continue to listen to this. They have yoga while sitting at home. While having yoga, they became part of the members here and thereby change from subjects into heirs. While they still have some accounts of the bondage of karma, they continue to live outside and have yoga and continue to remain viceless. So while living at home, if they practice remaining viceless, there would definitely be a quarrel because there are those who become lustful and angry. When you conquer lust, your greatest enemy, and stop giving poison, there is a quarrel. God says, children, death is just ahead of you. The whole world is to be destroyed. People say to old people, death is just ahead. So remember God. The Father sits here and says, children, become viceless. Remember God. Similarly, when you go on a pilgrimage, you stop indulging in vice and getting angry. You would not indulge in vice on the way. All along the way, they continue to sing victory to the Lord of the immortality. But when they return, they begin to drown in those same vices again. You are not going to return. You are not going to become lustful or angry. If you indulge in vice, your status would be destroyed. You wouldn't become His holiness. Those who became holy will become part of the rosary of victory. Those who fail will become part of the moon dynasty. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, sits here and teaches all of you. He alone is the ocean of knowledge. He will not sit there in the incorporeal world and give knowledge to souls. He comes here and speaks knowledge to you. He says, you are my children. Just as I am pure, so you too must become pure. You will then rule the golden age world of love and happiness, which is called paradise. This world is now changing because it is becoming golden age from iron age. Then it will change from the golden age into the silver age. From the silver age, it will change into the copper age, and then from the copper age into the iron age. The world continues to change in this way. So, this world is now changing. Who is changing? And God Himself, and you have become His beloved children. The subjects are also being created. But children are children and subjects are subjects. Those who have renunciation became heirs. They will definitely become part of the royal family. However, if you haven't taken that much knowledge, you will not receive a status. Those who study well will become lords. Those who simply continue to come and go will become part of the subjects. Then to the extent that you become holy, so you will receive happiness. They too became beloved, but they became that fully when they became children. Do you understand? There are many types of renunciate. One type are of those who renounce their homes and families, and others is of those who live at home but do not indulge in vice. They sit and relate the scriptures, etc. to their followers. They give knowledge of the soul. They too have disciples, but their disciples cannot become their beloved sons because they have household and children, so they cannot make any of them stay with them. Neither have they had renunciation themselves, nor can they make others have renunciation. Their disciples also live with their own families. They simply continue to go to Him. He simply continues to give them knowledge, or He gives them a mantra. That's all. They don't become His heirs, so how could there be growth among them? They simply give knowledge, shed their bodies and depart. Look, one is the rosary of 108 and the other is the larger rosary of 16,108. That is the rosary of the Moon Dynasty royal clan of prince and princesses. So those who are unable to take that much knowledge here and become purified will experience punishment and become part of the Moon Dynasty rosary. There are many princes and princesses you listen to and come to know the secrets at this time. Thus things of knowledge do not exist there. This knowledge is only received now at the confluence age when the deity religion is being established. So you are told those who do not conquer their physical senses fully will become part of the rosary of the Moon Dynasty clan. Those who conquer them will become part of the Sun Dynasty clan. Among them too, they are definitely number-wise. One receives a body according to one stage. Look, Mama went ahead of everyone and so she received a scholarship. She became a monitor. The whole urn of knowledge was given to her. I too call her mother because I surrendered all my body, mind and wealth at her feet and did not give anything to my physical children, for those are blood connections. Here you became eternal children. You come here having renounced everything, and so there is greater love for you. Eternal love is the strongest of all. Sannyasis leave their homes and go away. You have brought everything here and sacrificed it. God Himself is acting practically and showing you. Here you can receive an answer to any question. God Himself can also come and tell you that He is the magician and His part of magic is now being performed. You are very lovely children. The Father can never upset you. If He were to upset you, you children would also learn to get angry. Here everyone has eternal love. In heaven too, they have so much love. There they remain Satopradhan. Here a lot of service is done for the visitors who come here because they too are showered with peace and happiness. They are too become beloved subjects. The parents, Mama and Baba, and the children all became engaged in serving them. Although you are becoming deities, you don't have any arrogance of that status here. All of you became obedient servants and remain engaged in service. God too became the obedient servant and serves His beloved sons and subjects. He showers bliss upon the children. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found lights of the eyes, the children who became separated every cycle and who come here once again. To such children, lots of love, remembrance and good morning from the depths of the heart, and with a lot of love from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, just as BapDada never upsets you children, in the same way your children must not upset anyone. Live with one another with eternal love. Never get angry. Second point, in order to claim a blessing of peace and bliss, surrender yourself fully to the flame. Claim a godly right to supreme peace and happiness through this study. Blessing. May you be everyone's well-wisher and become victorious with the power of cooperation in the gathering. Explanation. If everyone in the gathering is each other's helpers and well-wisher, then by your being surrounded with the power of cooperation in the gathering, wonders can be achieved. Be one another's well-wisher and be cooperative with one another, and Maya will not have the courage to enter the cycle. However, there will only be the power of cooperation in the gathering when you have the determined thought that no matter how many things you have to face, you will definitely face them and show everyone by becoming victorious. Slogan: any desire means Ichha will not allow you to become good means Acha. Therefore, became ignorant of the knowledge of desires. Om Shanti